Thank you, Madam Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity today to join in the discussion about Bill C-48 and the important role that it will play in the protection of the province that I represent in British Columbia. Bill C-48, an act to establish an oil tanker moratorium on British Columbia's north coast, is a significant step that we're taking to enhance environmental protections for our coastlines. Preventing accidents from occurring in the first place is our primary goal. This measure, which complements the $1.5 billion Oceans Protection Plan, takes a precautionary approach to help safeguard the extremely ecologically sensitive marine environment in this region. The BC oil tanker moratorium will build on the existing voluntary tanker exclusion zone, which has been in effect since 1985. The voluntary tanker exclusion zone ensures that loaded tankers carrying oil from Valdez, Alaska to U.S. West Coast ports transit west of the tanker exclusion zone boundary to protect our shoreline. By formalizing an oil tanker moratorium, this legislation will prohibit tankers carrying large shipments of crude or persistent oils from stopping, loading, and unloading at ports and marine installations in northern British Columbia. The moratorium area will extend from the Canada-U.S. border in the north down to the point on British Columbia's mainland adjacent to the northern tip of Vancouver Island, and also includes the beautiful islands that are Haida Gwaii. The legislation also includes strong penalty provisions for contravention that could reach up to $5 million. This will help keep our waters and coasts safe and clean for use today while protecting them for future generations. Mr. Speaker, through this legislation, we will put in place unprecedented levels of environmental protections for the marine environment in northern British Columbia. The precautionary approach taken in Bill C-48 targets both crude oil and persistent oil products that are likely to remain longest in the environment if spilled. Under the Act, the Governor and Council will have authority to amend the schedule of prohibited persistent oil products. Amendments to the schedule would be done via regulation and could be considered following a review that would assess new science and evidence around the fate and behavior of the petroleum product when spilled, advances in cleanup technology, and institutional arrangements for responding to vessel source oil spills. Indeed, environmental safety and science will be the main considerations for adding products to the schedule or removing products from it. During consultations and witness statements, we heard about the importance of environmental protections in this region. Coastal communities and industries rely on healthy ecosystems to protect their way of life and livelihoods, for example, through fish populations that could become threatened should a serious spill occur in this region. The moratorium will protect the livelihoods of communities on British Columbia's north coast by providing a heightened level of environmental protection while continuing to allow for community and industry resupply by small tanker. Mr. Speaker, Bill C-48 demonstrates that we do not support large shipments of crude oil or persistent oil products in this region. The British Columbia oil tanker moratorium will take a preventative approach to oil spills in the region so that Canada's coastal habitats, ecosystems, and marine species, including marine mammals, are able to thrive. In addition to establishing the moratorium, we're also taking steps through the Oceans Protection Plan to improve our incident prevention and response regime and address environmental concerns in the event of a marine accident. The role and authority of the Canadian Coast Guard is being strengthened to ensure rapid and efficient responses in case of a marine incident. The Canadian Coast Guard will offer training to Indigenous communities for search and rescue, environmental response, and incident command to allow for a greater role in marine safety in their community. We're implementing the incident command system and enhancing emergency coordination centres across the government in order to bolster our response capabilities. These measures will improve the coordination of response actions of departments and agencies when dealing with an incident by using a common response system. During the response to larger pollution incidents, our government quickly brings together relevant subject matter experts in the field of environmental protection who supply consolidated scientific and technical advice on environmental concerns, priorities, and spill countermeasure strategies. This ultimately enables an effective and timely response to pollution incidents. Clearly, Mr. Speaker, the oil tanker moratorium is just one of many initiatives in our comprehensive plan to protect the marine environment. The Oceans Protection Plan, which is the largest investment ever made in our oceans and waterways, and the Oil Tanker Moratorium Act are two concrete actions we are taking to ensure a clean and vibrant marine environment. These measures reinforce our determination to advance science and utilize valuable traditional knowledge to keep our waters and wildlife clean, safe, and healthy for generations to come. This is why, Mr. Speaker, we hope we can expect the support of the members present for the passage of this bill, which moves this critical